Welcome to Timeless Sparks, where we ignite your imagination with the brightest minds and boldest ideas of the past. Today, travel back with me to the ancient city of Sinope on the shores of the Black Sea, where, amid narrow streets and a bustling harbour, a stubborn little child was born who would one day turn the world on its head. His name was Diogenes. Diogenes grew up surrounded by trade and talk, merchants weighing coins, his own father handling gold at the city bank. But beneath the scent of salt water and spices, something rotten was festering. Sinope was awash in greed and corruption. The very currency was suspected to be tampered with. When the scandal broke, Diogenes and his father were exiled. Forced from home, their reputation shamed, all that Diogenes had known vanished overnight. But hardship for him was seed for a new idea. Maybe escaping the sickness of society would bring him closer to health. He crossed the seas to Athens, the beating heart of philosophy, a city of statues, poets, and endless arguments. There, Diogenes found a new teacher, Antisthenes, a ragged disciple of the late Socrates. It was from Antisthenes that Diogenes learned the central idea that would shape his life: that virtue, not pleasure or wealth, was the only true good.
Happiness, his teacher said, did not live in mansions or marble, but in the soul aligned with nature.
But Diogenes didn't want only to understand these words. He wanted to live them. To go further, strip back further, question everything. He gave away his money, donned a single cloak. By day, he roamed the market, staff in hand, ignoring mockery. By night, a clay jar was his shelter against the elements. Even his bowl was discarded on seeing a child drink from cupped hands.
A child has shown me simpler ways.
Athenians, shocked and amused, called him the dog, wild, shameless. He wore the name with pride.
I am a dog. I wag my tail for givers of food and bark at givers of lies.
His needs were few, his freedom vast.
Richer than kings I am, for they fear loss, I fear nothing.
He barked at hypocrisy on street corners, mocked the vanity of philosophers, lampooned politicians who promised everything but delivered nothing. He made a spectacle of shamelessness, doing in public what others hid in private, stripping life down to its animal essentials. To Diogenes, society's rules were so many leashes and muzzles choking out the truth. Perhaps his most legendary act came on a sunny day in Athens. Diogenes was seen parading through busy streets, holding a lantern high in the full light of noon. Curious crowds gathered, laughing and shouting, "What are you doing, old dog?" He looked at them, eyes sharp as flint.
I am searching for an honest man.
He searched and searched. He never found one. But if Diogenes despised pretense, he was fearless before power. Once, as the story goes, the whirlwind conqueror Alexander the Great arrived to see the philosopher. Surrounded by an entourage of warriors and statesmen, the young king found Diogenes sprawled out, sunning himself on the steps.
Ask of me anything, for I am able to give you whatever you desire.
Yes, stand out of my sunlight.
The court gasped.
If I were not Alexander, I would wish to be Diogenes, the dog.
Diogenes lived on, old and unyielding, never afraid to bark at the world's foolishness. When he died, whether by holding his breath or eating bad octopus, the stories don't agree, the city marked his passing by inscribing a stone with a simple carving, a dog watching over a fallen lantern. But his legacy did not end there. Diogenes became the father of Cynicism, a school of thought that taught, reject what is useless, live simply, speak the truth even when it bites, and never surrender your freedom to custom or king. His influence rippled through the ages. The Stoics, the skeptics, the critics of consumerism, the rebels who value truth over comfort. He wrote no books, built no schools, but his life remains a spark that refuses to be put out. Today, in a world that prizes possessions and appearance, The Dog of Athens reminds us, perhaps true freedom lies in having nothing to lose and the courage to bark at the lies that bind us. Let these sparks of wisdom light the way. Subscribe and join us for more tales where the past sets our minds ablaze, here on Timeless Sparks.